trout. I'm having a go at dry flying on the little river. There's a couple of fish in front of me. Down there. I thought I would use this opportunity to give you a few tips on dry fly fishing. I'm out on my local small river. Please forgive me for not telling you exactly where it is, because unfortunately it gets poached enough. I'm sure people that are regulars to my channel and have worked out where I live and so on will know basically where it is. It's a piece of private ticket water anyway. So I've got into this pool. I've entered this pool at the bottom end of it, which meant walking through a very large nettle bed, and got stung a time or two. I then stood at the base of the pool for about 10 minutes before actually moving at all. This is just to give these trout, which are quite spooky, as you can imagine, in the shallow water with the bright conditions, a chance to get used to me. Anyway, I find on this particular pool, even though it holds a few nice fish, if I'm lucky I'll get one or two chances, and then they become aware of my movements and presence, and then that's it. So I've got my one chance coming up soon, and then I blew it by tightening too quick. So often with dry fly fishing, you'll watch other people fishing and other videos and things, and time again they'll say, "Oh, those fish are far too quick for me," whereas in reality they're way too quick for the fish. See, I've just missed my fish there. You see, what you see with better quality trout is you see that bit of movement when the surface is broken, and then it takes the fish a time to get the fly in its mouth, close its mouth, and then go back down. Whereas too often you see that movement and you react way too quick and don't give the fish an opportunity to get hold of your fly. Now, I've entitled this for small rivers, and one of the things for small rivers is that terrestrials play a really important part in the fish's food. So there's all sorts coming on: moths, beetles, daddy longlegs, and so on. And some of these better fish, to get them off grubbing around the bottom and feeding on the minnows, it's a good idea to use a fly that's maybe one size or two sizes bigger than you would use on a large river. So the little bit of fishing I'm going to show you now is this streamy running, and the camera perspective of course has made the top of the pool look miles away, but it isn't actually. It's basically a run, and it's normal water height. 2 or 3 feet from where I'm standing, you would normally have a trout sitting there. But I know that the fish are more likely to be at the top end into the deeper aerated water. I'm using a 7.5 foot rod, a snow bee rod, rated for a line weight 1, which is complete rubbish because it's certainly way more powerful than that. And I'm not playing a fish, I'm playing a tiny twig that then I got caught on, and then the fly shot up into a branch behind me. So that's fly number 1 lost, and now I'm having a second attack at it. After losing that fly, I waited a few minutes again for the pool to settle down if I'd spooked a fish. I didn't start fishing until I saw a couple of rises. And although I could have accessed probably where I'm casting easier from the other side of the river, I wanted to have a direct drift. So I've just lost the fly again. Anyway, as I say, 3rd time lucky. Luckily my nylon just broke and lost me only the fly, didn't leave a feet of nylon sticking everywhere. Barbless hooks will soon be absorbed into the environment. There we go. You wouldn't think I had 2 nets in the car. I just felt in the mood not to carry a net. I so often deposit a net where I've been sort of kneeling down and then end up having to repeatedly backtrack. So I thought, oh, never mind. I'll regard my fishing as big game fishing, whereby if, according to the rules of big game fishing, if you touch your leader, you've landed your fish. Now I appear to be very nervous of this fish, but it's not the case at all. I just want to pick it up without squeezing the living daylights out of it, which is something I see so often in other fishing videos where people with large hands are holding the fish very tight. And I'm pretty sure, although they tend to swim off looking none the worse for wear, I'm sure they've got 1 or 2 internal injuries. That's a beautiful fit wild fish. And if it wasn't wild beforehand, by the time I finished stroking it, certainly was wild then. So I'm holding that fish extremely loose. Barbless hook,
that's a super
no
brown
problem
trout,
getting it
isn't it?
out.
If anybody's reckoning. There you go.
Right, once I spent a good few minutes just parking myself on this particular pool, and I had to go in on my hands and knees because this is one of these pools where if you stand up even at the base of the pool you're scared of. What's really important with small river dry fly fishing is that before I lift my line off ready for the next cast, I make sure that it's drifted way past the fish. And if I throw a bad cast, which is quite often, I don't whip it straight off the water. I again let it drift by, because it doesn't take many sort of twitchy casts back and forth before they get a feeling that something's wrong and then get put down. I get a lovely trout on this section of river here, and the rise is so small. And you see the rise, you'd think it's something weighing about 2 or 3 ounces instead of what it does weigh. We're coming up to the fish taking the fly in a second. I'm holding my rod pretty high because there's quite a number of large rocks in the river here, and I don't want the fish to swim round one while I'm doing the side strain number. So although holding your rod high doesn't give you quite the same control as it would do if you were using side strain, at least you're keeping in contact with the fish without the danger of the aquatic furniture removing the fly from your fish. So you can see it's an absolute cracker. Don't bite me. Flies out anyway. So that by anybody's standard is a lovely rockfish, about 2 pounds in weight. Just push him out. There we go, off he goes. I've been resting this little bit for over 10 minutes. There's often a fish in the streamy water here, but I haven't seen anything rise, so I won't spend too long here if I don't see anything going on. I've moved further up that the pool where I've just caught that last fish, and I'm fishing towards the neck of the pool, which always holds a couple of fish or so. And I do one bad cast which gets me a little bit of submerged rope. I think it's a bit of farmer's string or rope or whatever on the other side of the water, and by tightening into that string, it then scares the fish, and I see a couple of them just flash by me. No, oh gosh, no, I've scared a fish away. And I've been sitting down here for a few minutes watching the water, waiting for a rise. Normally this little stream bit here on the bend has got, it's normally got several fish in it, but I haven't seen a single thing rise yet. And the wind is quite awkward and gusty. I'd really like to be standing up, but I don't want to put the fish down immediately. So, well, this used to be the most abundant pool on the river, well, on the stretch that I was fishing for fish, but things have changed a lot in the last couple of years. The pool is shallower than it used to be, and also the bottom end of the pool used to be pretty much choked with weed, which is all gone. Again, I've been sitting quite a long time here before I started fishing, and normally I catch the fish. I'll leave a mark on the screen to show you where I normally catch the fish, but nothing was showing there, and I was just about to leave the location when I noticed a fish rising opposite me and slightly below me. And there, by flicking the fly under that overhanging tree there, I got it to take. Spirited little thing. There's a piece of branch sticking in the water, and just the other side, immediately the other side of that branch, was a fish rising continually. But I knew that if I went for the branch, well, casting that area, I'd be stuck on that branch for sure. So I didn't bother. When the water's at its normal height here, I can settle down for about 2 minutes and the fish become active again. But at this low water, I've got to wait sometimes as long as 10 minutes before the fish come on. So that's probably the best tip for when you're fishing a small river. It's just be patient, keep still and get low. Tackle wise, I recommend a 6 to 8 foot rod, depending upon how much vegetation and undergrowth you've got, coupled with something that will cast a nice light fly line, 2 to 4 weight soft action rod. There's a little bit of a gut here in front of me where as I was getting here I saw a fish rise. I didn't get a chance, and I think it had just pushed off as soon as I sat down. Anyway, bye for now. Thanks for watching.